The Student Representative Council Support Office of the University of the Witwatersrand has held an event called Inkundla Yamakhosikazi. It's sought to be a safe space for young black women to caucus about women's issues and make a way forward for themselves. This Inkundla Yamakhosikazi comes hot on the heels of the brutal murder of a young woman who was a fourth-year student at the University of Fort Hare. To discuss Inkundla Yamakhosikazi, we're joined now by Solani Buthelezi, the support officer of the Wits SRC office. Solani, thank you so much for making the time to talk to us this morning. Tell us about Inkundla, how it came about and how the first session went.
Thank you for having me this morning. Inkundla Yamakhosikazi had its debut on Wednesday, and it went really well. It was a very liberating and informative discussion. As you would know, Inkundla is a very important decision-making council in the isiZulu culture. So this was the importance of having Inkundla. We're essentially declaring a state of emergency as young women at Wits because we are faced with harsh material conditions and we seem to be left to our own devices. And it's us who know the brutality that we speak of, and therefore it is us that must forge a way forward for ourselves.
I just want to take you back to what you said, that Inkundla is a very important communication tool in the Zulu tradition. But not only that, it's usually only attended by men. And you saying Inkundla Yamakhosikazi, what's the significance there?
I'm glad you asked that. I mean, we declared that we're in a revolution. And in a revolution, there's a lot of aspects that we must reimagine and must decolonize. The idea that it's only men that are fit to caucus and, make a way forward for society's progress. And it's that very reason why we called it Inkundla and said Yamakhosikazi. I think also when you think of Yamakhosikazi in our culture, we think of maybe older women. We think of senior women, we think of elite women. And that is just something that's a connotation, it's not a denotation. Uba Yamakhosikazi, to be in part of that class, it means that you're a queen. And the affirmation that we're making there is that every young woman, by virtue of being a young woman, is born a queen. So there's no reason why we must think that we must perform, we must marry, we must do all of these things to achieve and acquire the status of being Yamakhosikazi, because inherently we are that. So part of a revolution, as I said, is to rethink and to defy societal norms, and that's the very thing that we went there to do.
So you are part of the SRC, and one assumes that you're already tackling or dealing with some of the issues that came out of Inkundla Yamakhosikazi. Are you not worried that there might be a sense of duplication?
Duplication in what sense? I can't imagine that being a problem. Too many people posing solutions, too many people, or perhaps doing it many times. I think that's perhaps what we need. We need to mobilize a lot more people to be active in many spaces at once.